Welcome back to JMC Live, where we like to share the good news and share truth so the truth sets you free. We're going to talk to you guys about South African doctor has invented a condom, and this is going to make some of you laugh, and it's going to make some men cringe and grab their crotch. Has invented condoms with teeth to fight rape. This was originally reported on CNN, but South African doctor Sonnet Ehlers was on call one night 4 decades ago when someone was a rape victim, and her eyes are lifeless. She's like a breathing corpse. She said, she looked at me and said, "If I only had teeth down there." At the time, she was a 20-year-old medical researcher, and she said, "I promise I'd do something to help her." 40 years later, she calls it Rape Axe, A-capital-X-E, was born. She's distributing these condoms throughout South African cities. You know, the World Cup's going on right now. It's inserted just like a regular condom, kind of like a tampon. And based on what I see, they say because it doesn't have any lubrication on the inside for the man, what happens is it's kind of like a bear trap. And if anyone's seen a bear trap, here's the teeth. It attaches, and when you move, it gets tighter. So somehow she's created a plastic slash, you know, so in other words, you can't get it off. And I guess they're selling it for $2. I would have to say this is the only condom I would honestly recommend, because, you know, but at the same point, I know a lot of people, and this is probably too graphic for other people, there are other ways a woman or a man can be, well, there are other ways a woman and a man could be raped. So it'll protect somebody partially. And I still recommend women and men learning self-defense. My mother took self-defense. I know a few self-defense techniques. And knowing the self-defense will get you away from the situation, because I can sit here and imagine a man trying to rape a woman and this happens to him. That's probably going to make him very angry. I don't think it's going to possibly immobilize every man. So you keep that in mind, South Africans. I bring this story to you today because I have a heart for South Africa, and I totally agree that God should do something different and open the door. I don't have a lot to say about that story, because, I mean, how much can you really say about a condom with teeth to fight rape, other than I'm glad I'm married and I'm not weird and goofy like that. A lot of you guys may have seen our video log that we posted. We were up in Columbus Friday. I know a lot of people were there for Glenn Beck and O'Reilly's Bold Fresh tour. Some people went and saw Obama speak. When we were actually driving along 270 in Columbus, they had several overpasses on the east side. They were actually shut down. The cops had the road shut down. They had their guns drawn. They were actually checking people that were going on and off ramps. Why? You know, I didn't know, because I forgot, to be honest. I came home after going to Barnes & Noble. We got a few books that we're going to probably cover later. One of them I might want to talk about. I'll let Miranda get. You want to get the God on Trial book. One of the books that, actually there's two. One we're going to talk about is, I had a book when I was younger called Jesus CEO, and I found it the other day. And I found a book I'm going to try and use for my political science class. It's called God on Trial by Peter Irons. It's landmark cases from America's religious battlefields. What Mr. Irons has done in this book, and I'm not getting any money from this or anything. He talks about a few stories, and I'll let you guys kind of see it here. And I'm scrolling from the bottom up. What Happens in God on Trial by Peter Irons. He talks about these different stories, conservative, political, and social, about the fight of separation of church and state. All these different stories are interconnected with, they've gone to trial, and, you know, how some things won. One of them was when I was still in school, and I think it's going to be really good. I plan on doing a lot more through Ohio universities I'm attending, and I have more information on that. But to connect that to what's going on, I'm kind of interested in what some people think about the workers that were sent home for the day while Obama spoke. Some people lost up to $200 because some of these, were foremans. They were actually, high-level different leaders. And a lot of people had a lot of security concerns. This is what the White House said. There were security concerns, thought it would be some kind of disruption. And they say, well, we have a heart for it. And, these people will be scheduled to finish their projects. Based on what we know about what happened with the workers, is that, yes, they're going to have extra time to do this work. But some of them aren't going to have extra days. They're just going to have to come in longer days. Some of them aren't paid by the hour, or they're paid by the day. And the most craziest thing is this 90-minute trip costs between $500,000 to $1 million. Now, everyone knows this isn't just an isolated thing. When you light up Air Force One and the president goes and speaks anywhere, to fill Air Force One with gas and to pay for the Secret Service and driving around and doing all these different things, it's going to cost, $100,000 to $500,000 straight out. Do I think it's great, that Air Force One goes to and fro, different speakings and things like that? We have to keep things in perspective here. With the economy the way it is, people being told they can't work, I don't think it's a good combination, folks. I think it's actually a dangerous thing. I think more people need to have the opportunity to do things. And on another note, they're still fighting over extending unemployment. Hard-wrenched, I wouldn't necessarily say conservatives, but I'd say Republicans and even Democrats say we can't afford to spend money on extending money for unemployment. But at the same point, they want to spend money on healthcare programs and green jobs and all these other things. But I can understand at some point you need to stop unemployment, because there are people out there that aren't following through. So here's my solution to the thing: extend unemployment 6 months to another year, because things are horrible. Most states are still over 10%. If not more. California is bankrupt. Ohio's very close. There's other states that are very close. And why not expand the unemployment job bank and hire more workers to do background checks, hire more workers in the IT field to enhance the system, and do this per each state? Because I know here in Ohio they got something called Ohio Means Jobs, which is connected to Monster. Well, Monster and Career Builder, if you honestly want to fully use the program, you have to pay a fee. And even though that the state of Ohio has actually partnered with Monster.com, you're still not getting the full benefit. Your resume is not being sent out there, and if you are out of a job and you're on unemployment, you probably can't afford the money. Then you get like messages and emails from these other companies and want $100 to $500 to rewrite your resume. I think we should put money back into the American people. Cut taxes. Open the doors for more, buy, sell, and everything going on, so people can actually get back to work. Businesses will be able to do a lot more. And the big government idea is not going to work. Same thing about with the oil. We've known about this stuff. When we return, I'm going to share with you a tragic story in Massachusetts. This is more about condoms. But what if I told you elementary kids are getting condoms? We'll return.